I thought you were in the dining room with Nola and her mother.
Well, I was, but I excused myself. I was anxious to have a word with you.
I don't like to see them alone. I was nervous every moment that Mrs. Reardon was alone in here with Nola this morning, for fear that she would mention something about Blanche and Nola would recognize the name. At one point, they were talking about the party that Vanessa Chamberlain gave for Blanche. Fortunately, Mrs. Reardon never mentioned Blanche's name.
Needless to say, I am concerned whether Blanche is still in Springfield or not.
That's why I took the plum pudding to Mrs. Reardon's on Christmas Eve. I wanted to be absolutely sure that Blanche had left before you returned. Oh, Nola's brother Anthony was there, and he confirmed my worst fear, that Blanche had overslept and missed her flight. I did try to get in touch with you, but you were already en route for home.
Well, I'm quite certain that Blanche left over the holiday weekend. But I'd like you to look up Miss Chamberlain's phone number, call, and ask for Blanche.
And what if she answers?
Well, simply hang up. But it's the one way we can find out for sure whether Blanche is still in town, and I won't leave this house until I do know. Now, I must get back to Nola and Mrs. Reardon before they think something's amiss.
Mr. McCord, we haven't had time to speak alone. One of your quarterlies arrived in the mail this morning, and I took the liberty of opening and perusing it over breakfast. There was an article in it that caught my eye, and I thought you should know. Helena is coming to the United States to do some special work at Harvard University.
Helena?
Well, I'm so glad to see you looking more relaxed, Mr. McCord. You seemed very worried when you came back to the table.
Well, I'm sorry I allowed it to show, but I received some disturbing news about a colleague of mine from Mrs. Renfield. But I must say, Mrs. Reardon, I can't remember when I enjoyed an afternoon more than the one I spent with you and your family on Christmas Day.
No, it got a little noisy there with all the kids trying out their new toys.
Well, children are what make the Christmas season what it is. And fairly soon you'll have another grandchild.
Now, wait just a minute. Let's not rush things. I'm not due till March.
Well, it'll be here before you know it. I mean, it'll give us all something to look forward to during the long winter months ahead.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go see Dr. Sedgwick. I gotta get ready, get dressed up.
Well, why don't you take the car and chauffeur? That way you can drop your mother on your way.
Oh, Tony's going to come pick me up in just a few minutes. We can drop her at Cedars.
Oh, whatever you prefer.
Excuse me.
I really have to thank you for taking Nola on that lavish trip to San Francisco. I really was surprised, though, when she said she didn't actually do any work when she was there.
Well, I intended for her to do all sorts of things for me, but the colleague I went to see became ill. So I decided to cancel all the meetings and to fly back before Christmas with Nola.
Oh, you must have spent an awful lot of money for nothing.
It wasn't a total loss. Nola and I got to know each other better, which will only help our working relationship from here on in.
Nola is a very impressionable girl. She has always liked going first class. I think she's going to be talking about this trip for years.
Well, until the baby arrives, traveling will become less and less practical for Nola. But once the child is old enough to have someone else look after it, I intend on taking Nola with me on many of my trips.
Would you care for some more coffee, Mrs. Reardon?
No, thank you, but I think I'll go upstairs and talk to Nola while she's getting dressed.
Of course. You know the way.
Yes.
I'm sorry to have upset you before lunch with the news of Helena coming to this country, but I really thought you should know.
Well, I'm very glad you did. It seems that since we've moved to Springfield, every mistake I've made in my past has come back to haunt me.
Is there any way that Helena could possibly know where you're living now?
No way in the world. I've taken every precaution necessary to make sure that Helena and people of her ilk could never track me down. What did you find out about Blanche?
Well, I called Miss Chamberlain's apartment, and an answering service picked up. I said I wanted to speak to Blanche Bouvier, and they informed me that she was no longer at that number. But she could be reached at a number in San Francisco.
Good, good. I didn't intend on going into town today, but now that I know that Blanche is gone, I'll take the car and the drivers.
I'll see who that is.
Good afternoon, Mr. McCoy.
Anthony, it's good to see you. And I'm glad to hear that your new venture is going along so well.
Oh, well, thanks. It's a whole new life for me. Hideout sold out for New Year's Eve, and oh, Vanessa Chamberlain has this friend visiting, Blanch. She's been in discos all over the world. She says as far as she knows, Wired for Sound is still unique.
How nice. I waited to call you until I was all alone in the house because, as you know, it's vitally important for me that no one knows or understands my reason for coming to Springfield in the first place. Well, at least that part of it is over for me now. Of course, it wasn't easy. Those things never are. There's no one here who knows anything about that chapter in my past, which is why protecting it is worth almost any price to me at this present moment in time. Now, there's no way that it could be traced back to me because the one person who knows is dead now. All right, I'll be in touch very soon. If you should need to reach me by phone, use that other number. It has no other extensions in the house. Goodbye.
A good thing you found out from Anthony that Blanche hadn't really left before you went into town and stood the risk of seeing her.
That was fortunate. I did manage to find out from Tony that she was catching a flight this afternoon. So that danger is behind us. But it's been replaced by the always imminent danger of Helena.
Are you having one of those dreadful headaches?
Yes. I feel one coming on. And once they start, there's no medicine in the world that can help. God, why couldn't I have been born like other men so I wouldn't have to deal with this thing?
I'll see to it that you get through this one, just as I've helped you through so many others. I am here for you. You mustn't be afraid. I will see to it that no one comes close to you until it's all over.
Thank you.
Come.